All right, picture this. You're sitting right across from the hiring manager. The room's totally quiet. The tension is incredibly high. They look down at your resume, look back up at you, and smile. In just a few seconds, they're going to ask you a question that could literally change your career. Are you ready for it? Well, welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're stepping right into that interview room together. I'm going to coach you through the 5 questions almost every single employer asks, what they actually mean, and how you can answer them with natural, highly professional English. Before we get started, I want you to remember one core philosophy. Confident communication comes from preparation, not memorization. We absolutely do not want perfect, robotic speeches today. We want you sounding like an authentic, confident professional. And to help you prepare, I want you to hit that subscribe button right now and check the description below to download our free Vocabulary Companion Workbook. It has all the expressions and speaking practice from today's session. Okay, let's dive into this.
Question number 1. It's the classic, right? Tell me about yourself. Now, why do interviewers ask this? Well, it's kind of like a strategic softball. It's a casual prompt designed specifically to test your preparation. What employers are really evaluating here is your ability to self-edit in real time. Can you connect your professional narrative directly to their company culture? They're also testing your cultural fit. For example, in the US, you're expected to sell yourself with very direct confidence. But if you're interviewing in the UK or Canada, a more humble confidence that emphasizes teamwork is often preferred.
So let's contrast a weak answer with a strong one. A weak answer might sound something like this. Well, I live in Boston and I'm super passionate about digital media. I also love to go home and cook a really good meal. It's rambling and it's way too personal. Now listen to a strong professional pitch. I'm a digital marketing specialist with over 5 years of experience managing multi-channel campaigns. I've recently focused on data-driven strategy, and I'm looking to bring that expertise into a dynamic team like yours. Why is this strong answer so much more effective? Because it immediately grounds your professional identity and connects it directly to the target role. You're acting like a smart editor, perfectly aligning your story with their business needs.
Now, let's look at the vocabulary that really makes that strong answer pop. Instead of just saying, I use a lot of platforms, you say you manage multi-channel campaigns. You aren't just guessing. Your strategy is data-driven. And listen to those action verbs. Saying you spearheaded a project or that you've honed my ability instantly elevates your executive presence. These are the words that show you are a serious professional.
If you remember only one thing from this question, remember this. Use the present, past, future formula. Start with where you are right now, briefly explain what you've done in the past to get here, and finish with what you want to achieve in the future with their company. So now that you've introduced yourself confidently, the interviewer usually wants to understand your motivations. Question 2. Why do you want to work here? They ask us to assess if you've actually done your research. What employers are really evaluating is whether you genuinely care about their mission and values, or if you just need any job to pay the bills. They're looking for that long-term commitment. Let's listen to a typical weak answer. It usually goes something like, honestly, anywhere around the world is fine. I don't really care where I am. I just want to work for a big company. This is generic and, frankly, uninspiring. Contrast that with a strong answer. I've been following your mission to help people build careers they are passionate about for years. I've found my niche in sales, and I really want to use my experience to help others find professional fulfillment. This strong response is brilliant because it personalizes your motivation. It's exactly like a candidate applying to a medical charity and mentioning how their family's experience with a heart condition inspired them to join the company's Heart Run initiative. It shows deep, authentic engagement. To sound natural and engaged, try deploying these specific expressions. Professional fulfillment sounds so much better than just a happy job, right? Use powerful action verbs like resonates, as in your company mission really resonates with me. And a fantastic business idiom you can use is hit the ground running, which means you're ready to start contributing immediately without needing endless training.
If you remember only one thing from this question, remember this. Pick one specific company quality, like a mission statement, a specific product, or their culture, and directly tie it back to your own personal or professional story. All right, moving to question 3, and the stakes definitely get higher here. Why should we hire you? This is the heavy hitter. Interviewers ask this to aggressively narrow down the candidate pool. They are testing your unique value proposition. What hiring managers are really doing in their heads right now is calculating your exact return on investment, or ROI, and your cultural alignment. Will you succeed here, and what value are you bringing to the table?
Consider a typical weak answer. I'm hardworking, a fast learner, and I have relevant experience. Pretty vague, right? Literally anyone could say that. But listen to a strong answer. I bring 7 years of enterprise B2B sales experience, exceeding quota by 134%. My engineering background allows for credible C-suite talks, which directly supports your goal of 100 million ARR. This brilliantly illustrates the value method. You are giving quantified proof of your impact. Just like an engineer wouldn't simply say, I write good code, they would say, I reduce data latency by 60%.
Just look at how the vocabulary here completely shifts your tone from a desperate job seeker to a confident professional offering a real solution. You aren't just talking about your skills, you're talking about your unique value proposition and your differentiator. You have a proven track record that you can leverage to help them. This is the language of a true executive.
If you remember only one thing from this question, remember this. Frame your answer as a direct solution to their specific pain points. Remember, you aren't bragging. You are simply explaining how your specific tools will fix their specific problems.
Next up is question 4. What are your greatest strengths? Interviewers are asking this to evaluate your problem-solving skills with measurable impact. In modern workplaces, they are particularly looking for a blend of technical skills like AI literacy combined with human-centric emotional intelligence. The absolutely crucial point here is avoiding that vague, weak answer like, I'm a hard worker and I work well in a team. It's completely unconvincing because it lacks context. A strong answer sounds more like this. One of my key strengths is adaptability. I recently took over a project halfway through, restructured the timeline, and delivered ahead of schedule. Why does this work so well? Because it provides the specific how and why. You aren't just claiming a strength, you're painting a clear picture of yourself, say, coordinating cross-functional communication and saving a project from disaster. Notice the collocations here. Those are words that naturally go together that elevate this response. Don't just say you work with different departments, say you excel at cross-functional collaboration. Don't just say you did a good job, highlight your measurable outcomes and how you consistently delivered results. These combinations create a much stronger professional impression.
If you remember only one thing from this question, remember this. Quantify your success whenever possible. Always attach numbers. Increased revenue, reduced costs, or time saved to your claimed strengths. Prove it with data.
And finally, we arrive at question 5, the one literally everyone dreads. What is your biggest weakness? They ask this to test your self-awareness. What they're really evaluating is your growth mindset. How do you respond to professional feedback? Can you navigate the cultural expectations around showing confidence while still being honest about needing improvement?
Okay, we really have to expose the myth of the disguised strength right now. A weak answer sounds like this. I'm a perfectionist. I just work too hard. Hiring managers roll their eyes at this. It sounds totally insincere. The strong answer is honest and constructive. Earlier in my career, I struggled with delegating tasks. Over time, I've learned to trust my team, and now I focus on creating structure and clarity when assigning responsibilities. This uses a highly effective weakness-action-progress formula. You state the real flaw, the action you took to fix it, and the progress you've made, just like a manager explaining how their team KPIs improved once they finally started delegating.
This right here is the vocabulary of self-reflection. When discussing a weakness, you can say it takes a toll on your productivity, but then show how you have mitigated the issue through proactive problem solving. This proves to the interviewer that you don't just sit on your flaws, you actively manage and fix them.
If you remember only one thing from this question, remember this. Choose a weakness that is not vital to the role. Be honest, but absolutely be strategic. Don't say you struggle with details if you are interviewing to be an accountant. So, as we wrap up this session, I want to leave you with one final thought. Practice your answers aloud. Reading these answers in your head is entirely different from letting your mouth form the English words. Remember our core philosophy? Confident communication comes from spoken practice, not memorizing a script.
Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 interview questions do you find the most challenging and why? Let me know down in the comments. And before your next big interview, make sure you like this explainer, share it with a friend who's job hunting, and subscribe to The English Effect. And definitely do not forget to grab your free vocabulary companion workbook from the link in the description so you can keep practicing. You've got this. Good luck with that interview.